And then instantly, he began to blink real fast and water everywhere. And then his eyes came down and they began to move. His head begins to move. He begins to look up and down. He begins to look all around. And then he just starts shouting, screaming. He's screaming in Spanish. I have no idea what he was saying, all right? His family goes berserk. Shouting, crying, running around. For the first time in his life, God completely healed him right there. I was there. So, Pastor, why? I'm telling you this because this is part of my faith. This all goes to my faith that I've experienced, that I've been a part of, that I've seen happen, that I've physically been there and been the one praying for the person that was blind and God heals their eyes. Because there are some of you sitting here today that you really don't believe that God can do that. You hope that He can, and you've read about it, but there's a little part of you thinking, preacher, I don't know. I don't care what you say. I was there. I saw it happen. I can remember at 9 years old getting baptized, and when I got baptized that night before service started, there's about 15 of us boys playing in the front yard, playing football. Kid walks in. We're in the middle of a 6-week revival. They walk a kid in. He's got braces all over his leg. His legs are twisted in. He's the same age as us. They walk him in. He has little things on his hands, the little crutches, braces, everything. Walk him into the service. We have service that night. After the service, they baptize about 10 of us kids. We come out. We get out. We go back to the back. We're changing clothes. We come back into the service. They're still having service. I walk in, and our church back then had a center aisle, all right? We wasn't blessed with these fancy churches we have now, all right? But we had a center aisle right here, and we had the left and the right. I woke some of you up. I need to do this more often, all right? We had a water fountain that came out that was in the foyer, and I come out, and I'm looking down. Let's just pretend this is the center aisle, and I'm at the back. My dad had this young man come to the very back and ask him to walk forward. My dad and the evangelist are standing in the altar. The parents are on both sides of him. They ask the young boy to start walking to the front. I'm standing at the back looking at him walk. I've watched him walk in. He's been crippled his whole life. He's wore braces. As the little boy began to walk to the front, by the time he got to the front, his legs completely straightened out. He got to the altar. They took the braces off his legs. They took the crutches off his arms. The little boy ran back and forth in the altars, and that night after service, he played football with us in the front yard. While his parents cried and rejoiced. Listen, that is a miracle that I witnessed at 9 years old that I'll never forget. Why? Because it's part of my faith. It's part of the belief that God can do the impossible. It's the evidence of things not seen. It's just, we don't understand it. I don't know how it's going to happen.